So, in today's video, we're going to talk about Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Now, I'm still not happy about the title. I'm really not. So, I'm just going to call it Godzilla X Kong 3. So, we're going to address the rumors because I see the comments all over the place. The SpaceGodzilla guy who's been saying it since Godzilla vs. Kong. Now we have ample evidence about SpaceGodzilla coming to Godzilla X Kong 3. Y'all not talking about it. So let's talk about SpaceGodzilla and how he could potentially be coming to the next MonsterVerse movie. I've actually been talking to some creators behind the scenes, and I may have heard a thing or two, but we're going to talk about it. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, MonsterVerse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. We'd love to know your theories down below. As we know, they are shooting in Australia. They've been putting some set pieces out, trying to pretend they're in England with the Metropolitan Police cars, which is odd because if they came to the UK and shot like 30% of the movie, they could have got a huge tax rebate. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see their beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And check us out on TikTok, Warstu. Be posting over there very, very soon. And check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into this for Jay-Z. So, let's go back in time a little bit. So, Godzilla versus Kong. We had Kong and Godzilla teaming up against Mechagodzilla. And I still think to this very day that that was the best trailer we had. Right, and your boy Warstu said SpaceGodzilla then, okay? Then we had Godzilla X Kong, the new empire. And we had Shimo, and your boy Warstu still said SpaceGodzilla, because I've always heard things. So now we get to SpaceGodzilla, potentially being in Godzilla X Kong 3, the Supernova. And there is so much evidence, I can see it. There is so much evidence that something extraterrestrial is coming from outer space. But we've had King Ghidorah, so it's not exactly going to be the first thing coming from outer space, hypothetically speaking. So I have been talking to some people, right? And I know this will go against what I said in previous videos, but I still think that holds merit. But at the same time, it's just like DC, it's just like Marvel, and it's just like the MonsterVerse. Just because something happens in the comics does not mean it's going to be pushed into a live-action movie. So we've spoken about Tiamat's solo energy in Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, essentially giving Godzilla that pink energy that essentially allowed Godzilla to do some kind of Super Saiyan level up, if you like, right? And we've spoken about potentially whatever the threat coming, but potentially who's behind it, what's his solar energy gonna have to do, and the starfish and the context, even though I explained it in pretty much a lot of detail. So yes, we have had a teaser trailer, right? And yes, I have seen this red plushy toy in the teaser, right? Some kind of red, purple pushy toy that's next to the telephone. I've seen it, lads. I've seen it. So one thing that could be said is the plushie could be a new Red Titan in Godzilla X Kong Supernova. But what is interesting is we still have to remember Toho is in charge when it comes to what kaijus can Legendary use. Because Legendary makes the movie, Warner Bros. Discovery is the distributor, right? So there's some kind of red plushy Titan, right? And like I said, potentially sure, I can see why people say, yo, SpaceGodzilla, there's so much evidence. We have the Giza pyramids, and we have the watch this space and all this stuff, and it's like, watch this space, SpaceGodzilla. Yo, the boy was ahead of the game. I was ahead of the game, and sure. Now, I'm not actually going against what I've said in previous videos when I said I don't actually think SpaceGodzilla is going to appear. But I am going to say something slightly different, right? So I still believe the solo space energy, whatever you want to call it, from the novelization, from the comic book, right? I still think that holds merit of some storyline. And we do know that in this movie, that some kind of governmental team is essentially going to want to wipe out the Titans forever, harness all the resources and energy of Hollow Earth, and it will start a war between the Titans. And we know there's going to be some kind of anti-Titan team in this movie. Maybe we have the maybe Trapper does become an anti-Titan, and some mechanized Titan, right? We know part of that has basically been confirmed by the behind-the-scenes images and the behind-the-scenes shooting. So yes, I've been told some things, right? But just because I've been told some things doesn't mean that I fully get behind it, to be honest. So what have I actually been told? Okay, I've basically been told that not necessarily SpaceGodzilla himself, but there is a threat coming from space. And you could hypothesize that it is SpaceGodzilla, okay? I mean, some people have told me, yes, SpaceGodzilla is definitely coming to this movie. But I still think, even if this is the case, it would be Legendary's version of their own SpaceGodzilla. We had the Shimu kind of villain. It was just essentially another Godzilla. I'm not sure if we're actually going to get, the official SpaceGodzilla. Now, I know a lot of y'all want other characters like Biolente, also like Gigan even. Sorry, you Americans pronounce things weird, even though the English language predominantly sets the tone on how you pronounce things. Gigan. So I think we can definitely rule out it's not going to be Destroyer, because destroy all monsters, it's well too soon for Destroyer. I think we can all cumulatively kind of say it's not going to be that case. So I want to get behind the SpaceGodzilla hype, because your boy, War Drizzy, the chosen one, the founding father. No, I'm not, okay? But I've been, on the MonsterVerse hype for a long time. Since just before Godzilla vs. Kong, right? So, yeah, I've heard some things that basically hint that there is a new threat coming from space. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be SpaceGodzilla himself, okay? So that's pretty much what I've heard, right? But I still think this solar energy that we've spoken about in multiple videos is going to play a pinnacle part in whoever the Titan is in this movie, right? Cool. But I also think this movie is going to be very serious, and it's not just going to be about the new Titan coming down. But y'all have crazy theories, which I love. I mean, essentially, this channel was built of theories, but I do find it fascinating how some of you seem to think we're not just getting one new Titan in this movie. We're getting multiple Titans in this movie. Now, as I've previously said, Toho, on purpose, they have expensive costs when it comes to using their Titans. So some people seem to think it's going to be SpaceGodzilla and Gigan in this movie going up against Godzilla and Kong. Hell, why don't we just throw Mechagodzilla back in the ring? So, yeah, that's basically what I've heard. And from some credible sources who have had some stuff previously right that we've used before, they've also hinted that, yes, SpaceGodzilla will be coming to this movie, but there is going to be a human threat who is trying to take down the Titans, or not necessarily take the Titans down, but control the Titans. So I do really want to cover more Godzilla, MonsterVerse, Kaiju information. But at the same time, it's very hard. Every time, I put a post up on the Instagram, and it actually did quite well for me, because Instagram is a bit weird. Doesn't matter your follow count. Like, Instagram is pretty weird when it comes to engagement. So it did reach pretty good numbers. It reached 60,000 people. And the general consent is SpaceGodzilla is literally confirmed. I didn't actually say Godzilla's going to die. I said potentially Godzilla could die. And obviously if they replace him with a new Kaiju or a new Goju, or that could potentially happen. But there are rumors out there that Kong is actually going to die. When I say rumors, they're more like fan theories. So it would be interesting if that's the case. But everyone's telling me I'm wrong, that SpaceGodzilla isn't in this movie. But I'm hearing that whoever the threat is comes from space. So if you want to say it's SpaceGodzilla, we could say it's SpaceGodzilla. That's what the title and thumbnail is going to say. But I think if they kill Kong off and have, Son of Kong, aka Suku, replace him, that would be kind of cute, because It's going to be more of a serious, grounded tone movie. So let's just say, SpaceGodzilla's in this movie. But he might not be, but he could be. So it's interesting. Like, the whole internet is saying it. I've given reasons why he's not in it multiple times. Y'all kind of listen to me, but y'all kind of don't. So I can see why you're saying it. And yes, I've heard from behind the scenes from some people that, yeah, SpaceGodzilla is in the movie, but he's kind of just teased and stuff. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm not going to say exactly what I've been told, but the threat comes from space. That's pretty much it. But if y'all want to go with SpaceGodzilla, let's go with SpaceGodzilla. Run up the comment section. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And check us out on TikTok, WWarstu. I will be doing much more content there. I do plan to do a lot more content on this channel and on Instagram. Be posting a lot more on Instagram and start posting on TikTok. And also trying to cover much more on the YouTube channel. But it's really hard to post multiple times a day when I cover not just MonsterVerse, Marvel, DC, so on and so forth. Really hard to post multiple YouTube videos a day. So I'm trying to figure out a way to post stuff on like Instagram and on TikTok, because then I can cover much more ground. I want to actually start covering anime because I'm such an anime head. I've slightly been doing it on the Instagram. I don't really know how to bring it to the YouTube channel. I might just keep it on Instagram and on TikTok. I think that might be easier. So likewise, guys, let me know everything you think down below. Subscribe to the channel. Much love for all the appreciation and the love and support and kind of hate you've been throwing my way. It all helps me. So likewise, guys, I'll catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.